Okay, hi students, a very good evening everyone. Welcome all of you to Om Institute and welcome to the IIT Guwahati PYQ series. Okay, so as I also mentioned to you earlier that 7th of July, that is today, we are going to begin up the practice session for GATE 2026, and that is with respect to the questions that were asked by IIT Guwahati. Now, when IIT Guwahati conducted the papers in 2010 and 2018, because currently it's a 8-year cycle that is going on because of the 8 organizing body. Also, yesterday on our same Om Institute YouTube channel, you could have found a video that the complete analysis of entire paper conducted by IIT Guwahati. I have done it for both EC and EE. I mean entire subject wise, not even subject wise, the topic to topic level, which topics were more asked in the 2010 and 2018 papers, and can we draw any conclusions out of that. Also, I have included the recent trends, so some analysis around the data I have done, and then I have given you that conclusion also, whether we can correlate what can happen in GATE 26 or not. Okay, right. So let me just confirm with the sound. I think looks good. Subject wise, not even subject wise, a topic. Yeah, the sound and video all looks good. Correct, guys? Okay, so quickly update all your friends that the session is live. Let everybody join quickly. Okay, and now today, okay, it's about the practice. Let's begin up the practice. Okay, and 2010 and 2018, whatever the questions were discussed by, the questions were asked by IIT Guwahati, not only in one branch. I'm going to discuss the questions combining 3 branches, that is EC, EE and instrumentation. Yes, I repeat, EC, EE and instrumentation. We are going to take up all the questions of these branches of control systems, and because I'm going to combine all questions of control systems, all chapters, and for 3 branches EC, EE, IN, there are 2 years 2010 and 18, so it's going to be some good number of questions, and that is why I have clearly, if you see on the screen, I have split it into 2 parts, that is part 1 and part 2. I have splitted this into the 2 parts, and that is the part 1 and the part 2. Okay, dear? The part 1 and the part 2. Right. Okay, very good evening. Good evening, Bhanu. Good evening, Aresh. Good evening, Soma Gautam. Good evening, Karthik Sai. Good evening, Ramu. Right. So today is the control system part number 1. Okay, today is the control system part number 1. Okay, I hope video and audio is all good at your end as well. Yeah, but in case of any issue, you can let me know through the comment box, through the chat box as well. Right. Okay. Yeah, so then if all good to go, I think let's get moving forward. Okay, dear. Okay. So here it is the first question. Yeah, this is the series I'm mentioning. Okay, this is live from 7th of July, and we'll keep doing it now. Okay, control different subjects, control system, signal and system, other faculties will also join up. Okay, and multiple subjects will cover under this IIT Guwahati PYQ series. Okay, so it's going to be on a regular basis live on our Om Institute YouTube channel. Today is the first session, that is 7th of July, and now it is the first question in front of you. See, you can see here it is a GATE 2010 EC 1 mark question. Okay, have a look into it. Starting with the fundamental, of course. The fundamental is the block diagram and the signal flow graph. Okay, it is a GATE 2010 EC 1 mark question. A GATE 2010 EC 1 mark question. Yes. Okay. Good evening, Ganesh. Okay. The transfer function of the system shown in the figure. It's an easy one only. Okay, GATE 1 mark EC. Okay, and see, of course, for this particular question, if you want, just a second, let me adjust the screen size first so that I can solve the question comfortably. Let me now start solving it. Okay, so see, if you want, you can convert to the signal flow graph, but it's a very simple equation. I can just write down the equation in one line and answer it. Bhanu has the answer A already. Okay, so see how you can simply convert this into an equation and write down the answer. See, this is the input node coming up R. Okay, now this is the output Y, and what is coming up here? Now these two transfer functions are same. Okay, suppose this transfer function, which is there in both the blocks 1 upon S plus 1, let this be equal to G. Okay, let this be equal to G. Okay, and then what is coming up here? Let's say this signal is W. I'll calculate that signal also. Let's say this is W. Okay, so what is this signal? Subtraction R minus W. Now what is W? If you get hold of this now, you'll be able to get your answers. Okay, Okay, so whatever the signal here, okay, whatever the signal here, rather if I call this as W, it becomes more easy, okay, because this is going to be G into W, this is also W into same gain G, okay, into same gain G, okay. So from here also GW comes, from here also GW comes, and then one is plus, one is minus, one is plus, one is minus, so this is GW minus GW, and hence is 0. So what goes here is 0, and if this is 0, what is W? W is equal to R. R minus 0 is nothing but R, okay, and if W is equal to R, dear, what is the output now? Okay, what is the output now? Output you are able to see is GW, okay, which is equal to GR, which is itself equal to GR, correct? Output GW itself is equal to GR, okay. So what is Y by R is equal to G, and that is 1 upon S plus 1. Y by R is equal to G, and that is nothing but 1 upon S plus 1, option number B, okay, option number B, okay. So Dinu has the correct answer. B Bhanu, recheck your calculation once, okay dear, okay, fine. All right, let's move ahead to the next question. Let's move ahead to the next question, dear. Okay, the next question in front of you, here it is. For unity feedback control system with the forward part transfer function, it's a mixture of the question that I have taken, okay, with the forward part transfer function GS equal to, and I want it to be taken in a miscellaneous pattern only, okay, so that if you have prepared with control system, you can get hold of the answers, okay. So there is a forward part transfer function, and the peak resonant magnitude of the closed loop frequency response is 2. What is the corresponding value of the gain K? Okay, GATE EC 2018, 2 marks, and then I will take up double E questions and IN questions, like that I have arranged, okay. So come on all. Yes. So resonant peak, the formula for resonant peak MR, okay, you can write in terms of zeta, or I will simplify it. See, we can write down the value as, the actual formula for MR is 1 upon 2 zeta under root of 1 minus 2 zeta square, but I simply write it as cosec 2 phi. I simply call it as cosec 2 phi. Why cosec 2 phi? Because, okay, we know that zeta can be represented as cos of phi. If zeta is cosine of phi, so see, what is 1 minus zeta square? 1 minus cos square theta, under root 1 minus cos square theta is sin theta. Okay, so then you get 2 cos theta sin theta, which is sin 2 theta, and 1 upon 2 sin 2 theta, 1 upon sin 2 theta is cosec 2 theta. Okay, cosec 2 theta. Okay, or if you want, you write it in the form of 1 upon sin 2 theta, that is also okay. 1 upon sin 2 phi, and this is given to you as 2, and hence you get the information on sin 2 phi, which is 1 by 2. Now sin theta is half at what angle? Sin theta is half, positive half. Sin theta is positive in 2 quadrants. That is the first and the second quadrant. Okay, that is first and second quadrant. So what is the information on 2 phi that you can tell me? What is the information on 2 phi? Okay, sin 2 phi, sin 30 degrees 1 by 2. Okay, so sin 30 degrees 1 by 2. Okay, so one of the possibility is 30 degree or 180 minus 30, that is 150 degree. Okay, so what is the possible value of phi? Okay, what is the possible value of phi? 15 degree or 75 degree? It is 15 degree or 75 degree. Naresh has the answer 0.9. Okay, we'll check it. 15 or 75. But now, the next point you should be clearly aware about, what is the condition for the formula of MR to be valid? The condition for the formula of MR to be valid. Okay, so see, the formula of MR, which I have written as 1 upon 2 zeta under root 1 minus zeta square, is applicable if zeta is less than equal to 1 by root 2. Otherwise, the resonant peak, okay, the complete formula, otherwise for zeta greater than 1 by root 2, the resonant peak is 1, it's fixed at 1. Okay, now if you want this zeta to be less than 1 by root 2, zeta, if I am telling you cos phi, okay, so then phi has to be greater than 45 degree. Okay, and for zeta greater than 1 by root 2, phi has to be less than 45 degree. Okay, So for the peak formula that I have used, okay, phi must be greater than 45 degrees. So if I use that same condition here, dear, what I just told, phi has to be greater than 45 degree. So what is the correct value of phi? 75 degree. What is the correct answer for phi? 75 degree. And then hence, what is zeta? Zeta is cosine of phi, that is cosine of 75 degree. What is that value? Okay, come on everybody, calculate. Cosine of 75 degree is approx 0.92. That is only zeta. I don't want the value of zeta. Okay, maybe Naresh, you have given the value of zeta. This is only the value of zeta. Okay, this is only the value of zeta, and I am not looking for the value of zeta. Hope this is clear to you. Okay, so what I am looking for is the value of k. Okay, so now let's go to the characteristic equation of the system. Okay, what about the characteristic equation of the system? It is 1 plus GSHS equal to 0. I think unity feedback has been given. Unity feedback has been given. Yes, unity feedback, GS is given k upon s, s plus 2. Okay, so the characteristic equation becomes 1 up plus k upon s, s plus 2 being equal to 0. Okay, so s square plus 2s plus k equal to 0. Okay, from which I know zeta. Okay, from the standard characteristic equation, this should be equal to omega n square. Okay, and this should be equal to 2 zeta omega n, right? So 2 into zeta, zeta is 0.92 approximately, multiplied by omega n. If k is omega n square, omega n is root k, and this is equal to 2. 2 and 2 cancel. Okay, so what should be the value of k? 0.92 into root k is 1, k is equal to 1 upon 0.92 and then whole square, approximating and writing down the answer, and it turns out to be around 1.18, something of that sort. It turns out to be 1.18. No? Okay, 2 zeta omega n is equal to, just a second, let me recheck any error in the zeta calculation or what. Zeta looks fine only. Okay, sine 2 phi is 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 means sine 30 degree or sine 45 degree. Okay, so the phi has to be greater than 45 degree if zeta is less than 1 by root 2. That is correct. Okay, so cos 75 degree. Okay, I think there is an error here. Yes guys, there is an error in this calculation actually. Okay, the correct answer here for cos 75, I think zeta is wrongly written here. Okay, zeta is wrongly mentioned here. Zeta, the correct value is 0.2588, 0.26. I can take it as 0.26. That is the correction, dear. Zeta is 0.26, and if zeta is equal to 0.26, okay, I'll correct the value of zeta here as well. Okay, and then we can write down the final answer. Okay, so the value is 2 into zeta, that is 0.26 multiplied by root k equal to 2, and then solving. Okay, and getting the final value. Okay, so now writing down the final value. Okay, approximately 14.8. Let me recheck it once again. Correct? Yeah, approximately 14.8. I can write down the k approximately as 14.8 or around 15. Okay, that is what the correct answer is. Okay, yeah, Bhanu says 15 point something. Yeah, that depends. Little bit approximation you have done. That is okay. Okay, so the correct answer that is turning out is 14.8. Any doubts? Please let me know quickly. Yes dear, then the next question for you in front of you. A unity negative feedback closed loop system with the transfer function 1 upon s square plus 2s plus 2 and a controller GCS in the feed forward path. Okay, for unit step input, the transfer function of the controller, 4 options are given. The transfer function of the controller that minimizes the steady state error, that gives the minimum steady state error. There are 4 options. Okay, I repeat, there is a unity negative feedback closed loop system having the transfer function of 1 upon s square plus 2s plus 2. Okay, 1 upon s square plus 2s plus 2 and the controller GCS in the feed forward path. Okay, for the unit step input, what is the transfer function of the controller GCS that will give the minimum steady state error? Okay, how the phi value is taken, there is a doubt coming from Srijit Patel. See dear, Srijit, what I told you is, let me go here only. Srijit, if you look into this formula, okay, MR as I told you is given by the formula 1 by 2 zeta under root 1 minus zeta square, but zeta has to be less than 1 by root 2. I hope you are aware about this, okay. And then as I told you, zeta is also cosine of phi. Okay, so zeta is 1 by root 2 at 45 degree, and in the first quadrant zeta is the cosine is decreasing function. Nah? This is how cos phi waveform will be. At 90 degree you get 0, at 0 degree is 1. Okay, at 45 degree you have 1 by root 2 value. Okay, this value is 1 by root 2. So if you want zeta less than 1 by root 2, smaller than 1 by root 2, the phi has to be more than 45, 45 to 90, 45 to 90. Okay, I hope that doubt is clear, Srijit. Okay, so yeah, this is how it is. Now guys, next question, please do answer it. A unity negative feedback closed loop system with the transfer function given to you and a controller in the feed forward path. For the unit step input, what is the transfer function of the controller that gives minimum steady state error? Okay, a very simple logical question. If you have the basic understanding of the steady state error, it's not going to hurt you more if you have the basic understanding of the steady state error. See, if I draw the picture, what they are trying to say is a unity negative feedback closed loop system. A unity negative feedback, it's a gate EC 2 marks question. Unity negative feedback closed loop system with the transfer function GS which is given to me. Okay, some GS has been given to me, and a controller in the feed forward path, a forward path controller has been mentioned GCS, and it's a unity feedback, unity negative feedback, that is very clearly mentioned to you. This is R and this is C, correct? Okay. Now, what is GS given to me? If you originally see for steady state error analysis, the type of the system which is noted from the forward path gain, okay, for unity feedback system is important. So if you only think about GS, 1 upon S square plus 2S plus 2. Any poles at origin? No. There is no S power n separately. There is no S power n separately. So I can call this as type 0. Dear, if there is no GCS, for a moment, if there is no GCS, okay, for a moment if I say that if there is no GCS, then what can you say about the error? If there is no GCS, what can you say about the error? It's a type 0 system, and when unit step input is applied, it should give a finite error. It should give a finite error. Okay, it should give a finite error. But if it was suppose type 1, okay, because right now it is type 2, so what can I say? Steady state error for step input. The question is about step input. The steady state error for step input is finite. What is that finite error? If you have to calculate, it is 1 upon 1 plus Kp, Kp being the positional error coefficient. Kp is the positional error coefficient, correct? But if I want to talk about minimizing the steady state error, minimum error is what? 0. Okay, that is the best value of error you can have, 0. Okay, so we can make it as a type 1 system. Okay, if you want, okay, if it is suppose by chance type 1, only GS is type 0. If it is type 1, then steady state error, okay, for step input, then the steady state error, dear, for the step input has to be 0. Actually will become 0. Steady state error for the step input will become 0. Okay, step input will become 0. Okay, so choose the correct option. Okay, what should be type 1? It should be GS into GCS. This is what I assumed if there is no GCS, but actual forward path gain is GS into GCS. Okay, and if you want to make type 1 system, that means you need one pole at origin. Okay, you need a pole at origin. So which of the options can bring a pole at origin? That should be the correct option. Okay, that is my approach. Tell me if there is any doubt now. Okay, so this does not bring any pole at origin. This does not bring a pole at origin. These are two poles but not at origin, but this is going to bring a pole at origin. Option number D, which is also like the gain of a PID controller. Okay, it's a transfer function of PID control. It has a proportional part, it has an integral part, it has a derivative part, but what I am interested here is in the integral part that is going to bring a pole at origin. So the correct answer is D in this particular case. Okay, right. Yeah, correct, Bhanu. Finite error for step input. For others means ramp and parabolic. Type 0 will give infinite error, but this question has nothing to do with ramp or parabolic. We want to apply step input only, but we want to get the minimum error for step input, and minimum possible error is 0. Perfect, matching between input and output can be obtained. Okay, and for 0 error, if you convert the type 1 to type 0 to type 1, it will give 0 error for step input. Okay, hope you have got the logic of solving the question. Gate EC 2 marks question. Okay, so as I told you, soon we'll come to EE and IN questions also one by one. Okay, this is the next question. Now gate doubly 1 mark question. Gate doubly 1 mark question. Look into this question. Okay, as shown in the figure, a negative feedback system has an amplifier of gain 100 with plus minus 10% tolerance. I mean that gain 100 can have a plus minus 10% change in it, okay, like 90 to 110, okay, in the forward path, and there is an attenuator of 9 by 100 gain in the feedback path. Okay, what is the overall system gain? What is the overall system gain? What is going to be the overall system gain? What is the overall system gain? Come on, solve this. What is the overall system gain? It's an easy question, gate doubly 1 mark question. Okay, see, because there is some error or some tolerance in the forward path gain, of course there will be some tolerance in the overall system gain also. There will be some tolerance in the overall system gain also. I'll tell you two methods of solving this question. Both are easy only. Both are easy only. Okay, so see, what is the method number 1? For that, first let's take this block diagram. Let's solve it in a fresh page. Okay, yeah, take this here. Okay, how much is the tolerance? How much is the tolerance in the overall system gain? In the overall system gain. Okay, method number 1, you take the tolerance. Okay, you take the tolerance in the forward path gain. Okay, so what is GS given to you? See the method number 1. Okay, direct. Okay, what is the GS given to you? 100 plus or minus 10. Plus or minus 10%. I mean, if it is plus 10%, it could be 110. If it is minus 10%, it becomes 90. Okay, that is the maximum to minimum range of GS. Okay, and then the overall transfer function, the overall gain. Okay, so the overall transfer function, okay, is for a closed loop system, negative feedback, G upon 1 plus GH. Okay, so G upon 1 plus GH. Okay, so what could be the value? It could be 110 upon 1 plus 110 into 9 by 100. That is one possibility. Into 9 by 100. That is one possibility. Or if suppose first case, okay, first case, if there is no tolerance, what is the actual gain? If I remove the tolerance, then it is 100 upon 1 plus 100 into H is 9 by 100. Okay, so this is 100 cancel, 100 by 10, this is 10. So see, actual gain is 10 if I remove the tolerance part, and that is why all the options, A, B, C, D have the gain value as 10. So this is not on gain, but this is on how much is the tolerance in the gain. How much is in the tolerance in the gain. Okay, so if I take any one side tolerance, okay, so if G changes by 10%, okay, if G is, let's say you take as 110, okay, then what is the transfer function? 110 upon 1 plus 110 into 9 by 100. Into 9 by 100, okay, and then let me calculate and tell you how much is this value turning out to be. Okay, let me calculate and write down, then I'll tell you one more direct method. Okay, but this is something, if you only know block diagram, you can solve it. That is one approach. If you only know the block diagram, okay, how to solve this. Okay, so this is coming out to be approximately 10.1. Okay, approximately 10.1. Okay, so from 10 to 10.1. Okay, from 10 to 10.1. Okay, how much? Okay, just a 1%. Okay, it's like let me break this way. It is 10 plus 0.1, and 0.1 when you compare to 10, it's going to be 1%. This is 1% of the actual gain. Okay, so it is 10 plus 1%. If you take gain as 90, it is going to be 10 minus 0.1. Okay, so that is plus or minus 1%, option number A. Plus or minus 1%, option number A, correct? Option number A. Okay, good to know that, Bhargav. Great that you are enjoying. It is decent, Chandan, but kaisa rahega uske liye, if you tell me the comparison, any other options in your hand, then I may suggest you better. Okay, now the method number 2. This is something basic block diagram understanding. Okay, method number 2, if you know the concept of sensitivity. Method number 2, if you know the concept and formula of sensitivity, then this question is solvable. What is the sensitivity of the transfer function with the forward path gain? Because what can change in the forward path gain? There is a tolerance of 10% in the forward path gain. Feedback path gain is fixed 9 by 100. They don't say any change in the feedback path gain. Okay, so the sensitivity of the transfer function with the forward path gain is given by the formula 1 upon 1 plus GH, straight formula. Okay, sensitivity formula 1 upon 1 plus GH. How much is G? Actual G 100 and H is 9 by 100. So this becomes 1 by 10, and 1 by 10 when you convert to percentage, it is 10%. Oh, sorry, it is correct, 10%. Okay, how much is the sensitivity? Okay, it is 1 by 10, or sorry, we need to compare the value na. Yeah, sorry, it is 1. Let this be 1 by 10. Let's not convert this to percentage. Now what is STG? Basic definition: sensitivity of T with respect to the G. Okay, and sensitivity basic definition, okay, if the sensitivity, let me take it here dear, if the sensitivity is how much? 1 by 10, sensitivity is how much? Percentage change in the transfer function in the T divided by percentage change in the G. You should know the basic meaning of sensitivity. It is a comparison of percentage in one quantity as compared to the percentage change in the other quantity, and this is 1 by 10. So dear, now your answer. What is the percentage change in T? Tell me. It is 1/10 of the percentage change in G, and percentage change in G is given as 10%, plus or minus 10%. Given as plus or minus 10%. So 10 cancel. Okay, the percentage change in the transfer function overall gain expected is plus or minus 1%, and hence option number A, and hence option number A. Got it? This is also the approach. Okay, but that is using the sensitivity formula. If you have gone through the sensitivity clearly, the first one is a fundamental approach, I mean in the transfer function. Okay, hope it is clear, but if there is still any doubt, you can please mention it to me. If there is still any doubt, you can clearly mention it to me. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. So let's move forward to the next question, and here it is. Gate 10, EE 1 mark, direct question. Very, very easy. Okay, very, very easy. Come on. For the system 2 upon S plus 1, what is the approximate time taken for the step response to reach 98% of the final value? 98% of the final value. Come on. Okay, what type of system? First order system dear. That's why I told you it is easy. It's a first order system, and the first order system generally specified as sum gain k may be upon 1 plus st, 1 upon 1 plus st, or k upon 1 plus st. Okay, so when you compare that, the time constant 1 plus st, 1 plus s, time constant, t is known as the time constant here, which is 1 second. The time constant is 1. Now the time taken by the step response to reach 98%, the question is on settling time. Okay, settling time for 2% criteria. 98% criteria means 2% tolerance, and what is the settling time formula? Settling time is for 2% criteria 4 times the time constant, and hence answer is 4 second, option number C. What is there in this question? Yeah, Naresh, Kavita, Bhanu, C is the very correct answer. Okay, so this one is GATE 2010 EE 1 mark question. Okay dear, GATE 2010 EE 1 mark question. Yes, next question then. Simple one. GATE 18 EE 1 mark question on basic understanding of the nature of the response, nature of the transient response. Overdamped, critically damped, underdamped. 3 transfer functions are given. Okay, take this question everybody quickly. Okay, and try to answer the question. Just have to match. Okay, which of the transfer function is critically damped, which of them is overdamped, which of them is underdamped. Come on. Critically damped, underdamped, overdamped. Okay, so yeah, let me just take these. Put it here and then start solving. Okay dear, for the first one, okay, so if you just get the value of zeta, you will be able to say the nature of the response. Now come on, easy one, come on, keep solving. I am also doing it here. Okay, so 2 into zeta into omega n. So we know that this factor is omega n square, so omega n will be root 15, and that is 5. The central term is, okay, because the basic denominator, the standard transfer function is omega n square upon s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. Okay, right. Okay, so 2 zeta omega n is 5, and 15 means omega n square. So from here, what is the value of zeta? 5 upon 2 root 15. See, don't calculate, perfectly also not required. Na? Root 15 is closer to 4. Root 15 is like root 16, approximately closer to 4. 2 into 4, 8. Little less than 8, no problem. But 5 upon 8 or 5 upon 7.9, 7.8, whatever come, answer is less than 1. Numerator less than denominator. Zeta less than 1. Zeta less than 1. Underdamped. This part is clear. Zeta less than 1. Underdamped. Okay. So let me go back and match it. Okay. P has to be matched with underdamped. That is 3. P has to match on with 3. P has to match on with 3. So option C or D, both are ready. Okay, now. Okay, Q. For Q, same approach. 2 zeta omega n. What is omega n? 5. Under root of 25, directly is 5, is equal to the 10. Okay, 2 into 5, 10, 10, 10 cancel. Zeta equal to 1. Zeta equal to 1, then you should recall is the condition of what? Critically damped, and hence, if I go and compare critically damped, Q has to match with 2. Okay, Q with 2, option number C, finish. Q with 2, option number C. No need to check the third one. Yes, you can, but no need to check the third one. Yes, Anil Kumar, Kavita, correct answer. Okay, Naresh Idea, correct answer. Okay, fine. Yeah, it is C. It is just C. Okay, okay, chalo. For the sake of completion, let me complete this. What is there? 2 zeta omega n under root 35 has to be matched with 18. So in this case, zeta is 18, or 18 by 2 cancel 9. 9 upon root 35. Root 35 is approximately 6. Closer to 6, na? Don't want exact value, but 9 upon something like 6. Numerator greater than denominator. Zeta greater than 1. So this one is over. Damned. Not required to solve, but yeah, this one is over damped. This matches with 1. Finished. Option number C. Anyways, we tick marked option number C. Okay, and now we'll be going to the next question. Gate 18, double E, 1 mark question. Steady state error. On the steady state error. See, always steady state error is usually an important topic, even in the recent years also. Come on. Consider a unity negative feedback system with the forward part transfer function given by Gs equal to 1 upon s plus 1 s plus 2. The steady state error on the output of the system for unit step input. Okay, for unit step input. Okay, for unit step input. Gate 18, 1 mark question. Okay. Gs equal to 1 upon s plus 1 s plus 2. Come on. 1 upon s plus 1 s plus 2. Okay, yeah, let's do it. 0.66 is the answer given by Naresh. See, what is the GS? Okay, 1 upon s plus 1 s plus 2. Okay, there is a pole at minus 1, at minus 2. Is there any pole at origin? No. Number of poles of GS at origin for unity feedback system. The number of poles of GS at origin is the type. It's a type 0 system. Okay, so already in one of the earlier question also we revised. Now, what is the steady state error for step input, dear? It is given by 1 upon 1 plus Kp. It is given by 1 upon 1 plus Kp. 1 upon 1 plus Kp. Okay, right. What is the value of Kp? Kp, positional error coefficient, is given by limit s tending to 0 Gs. So in the Gs, when you put s tending to 0, you get the denominator terms as 1 and 2. Okay, so 1 by 2 is the Kp. And if Kp is 1 by 2, 1 upon 1 plus 1 by 2, 1 upon 3 by 2, like 2 by 3, so 0.67. 0.67 is what is the answer I can place. 0.67. Okay, dear. Okay. Yes, Anil Kumar, Naresh, correct answer. Kavita, correct. 0.67. Done, dear. Okay, then see the next question. Gate 18, double E 2 marks question. again gate doubly only. The unit step response of a unity feedback system with the open loop transfer function GSHS equal to k upon s plus 1 whole square s plus 2 is shown in the figure. What is the value of k? Come on, solve this question. What is the value of k? What is the value of k? GSHS equal to k upon s plus 1 whole square into s plus 2 shown in the figure. What is the value of k? Yeah. So again, what is the information that we can take from the waveform to make the question simple? See, normally solving this question analytically by calculation will be lengthy, because this, even when you form the characteristic equation 1 plus GSHS, these two factors anyways will multiply and it's going to give you a cubic equation, third order system. Up to second order system solving analytically you have formulas, but third order systems usually are requiring more of graphical technique. What is given to you? The step response is given to you. Unit step response means the response to the step input. Response to the step input. Okay, so what is the input taken while considering this? Okay, so let's say the input, if I call it as xt, is the step input. Okay, is the step input. Okay, output is given to you. Okay, output is given to you. Can you calculate the steady? Can you just not even calculate? Can you look into the steady state output value? Can you look into the steady state? See, the final, after the transient part getting over, the output settles at what value? At 0.8. At 0.8. So what is this 0.8? Okay, this is the YSS, means steady state value. Steady state value. Okay, so in the steady state for t tending to infinity, does it match the input value? Okay, input ut is equal to 1 for any t greater than equal to 0. Input is constant one, it is a step input. Okay, so like you know that error signal is basically the difference between the reference input and the obtained output. So what is the steady state error? Okay, at the steady state input remains to be 1, it's a constant step input DC, and the output is 0.8. Yes, so it does not match the reference input value and hence there is a 0.2 error. Okay, so this question can again be taken in the direction of steady state. Okay, no answer yet, come on guys. Can again be taken in the direction of steady state. Okay, now the input is step. The input is step and steady state error. Okay, for what? For step input. For step input is given by 1 upon 1 plus Kp. Okay, so solving this, 1 plus Kp is 1 upon 0.25, so Kp is 4. So we have some information about the Kp. Kp equal to 4 dear. Okay, Kp equal to 4. Kp is given by the formula limit of s tending to 0. Just a second. Is the above portion visible? Yeah, visible only. Yeah. Kp is given by the formula limit of s tending to 0 gs. Just the same formula we used in the previous question also. Limit of s tending to 0 gs. And if I see the limit s tending to 0 gs, okay, gs or gshs only, because it's a unity feedback system. Okay, so gshs is same as gs only. It is same as gs. hs is 1. Okay, so limit of s tending to 0 when applied to gs, I will put down the gs here, k upon s plus 1 whole square. Let me substitute once, k upon s plus 1 whole square into s plus 2. Okay, so s tending to 0, k upon 1 into 2, and that is given as 4. Kp obtained is 4 and hence k dear is 8. Hence k is equal to 8. Any answer? Bhanu and Naresh has the answer 8. Correct. K equal to 8. Option or it's NAT, I think it's NAT. So answer is 8. Correct answer would be 8. Okay, right, next question then. Okay, the number of roots of the polynomial s power 7 plus s power 6 plus 7 s power 5, it's a 7th order polynomial, okay, in the open left half of the complex plane. In the open left half of the complex plane, definitely it's a question on Routh-Hurwitz criteria. Gate 18 EE 2 marks question. Gate 18 EE 2 marks question. Get 18 doubly 2 marks question. Okay, yeah, so let's solve it. Okay, so Routh array, for Routh array, okay, let me first write down the characteristic equation here once. Why to write it, I'll just copy it. Yeah, what is the characteristic equation given? This is what is the polynomial given, characteristic polynomial. Okay, now I am going to form the Routh array out of it, starting with the first two rows, s power 7 and s power 6, correct? S power 7 and the s power 6. Okay, what is there in the s power 7? Alternate coefficient 1, 7, 31, 25, and then s power 6 alternate coefficient 1, 14, 73 and 200. Then s power 5, then s power 5. Okay, let's do it. What is there in the s power 5? Okay, 7 minus 14. Okay, is minus 7 minus 14, minus 7 by 1, minus 7, 31 minus 73, minus 42, 25 minus 200, minus 175, 0. So dear, actually I will write down s power 5 row once again, modified s power 5 row, because 7 is common, na? Any number common, you can take it common and eliminate it, so that you have the easier calculation. So if I remove 7, don't remove the minus, see, never change the sign, because you all know in the Routh array sign change is the very important parameter. Okay, so don't take minus 1 common. Okay, just at least the magnitude 7 can be common, na? Okay, so then minus 42 by 7, minus 6, and 25 into 7 is 125, so this will be minus 25, and then this is 0. Okay, so what I have done is, I have taken this entire row and divided by 7. Okay, so now don't count this row. Okay, put it like this, don't count this row now. Okay, now for s power 4 I will take these two rows. Okay, the other one is not to be counted. Okay, I have simplified it. Okay, so now minus 1 into 14, minus 14 minus of minus 6 becomes plus 6. So minus 8 upon minus 1 plus 8, minus 73 plus 25, minus 48 upon minus 1, so this becomes 48. Okay, minus 1 into 200 by minus 1, this is 200 and 0. And again dear, this also make the next step calculation simple, divide by 8. Okay, so I will write down the modified s power 4 row, a new s power 4 row. Okay, and that becomes divide by 8 to 1, 48 by 8, 6, 200 by 8, 25 and 0. And then once again I will tell you that no longer consider this in the calculation. This is gone. Divided by 8, I have taken the simplified row. Okay, remove this now and come to the next stage calculation. Now s power 3. Okay, so this calculation, 1 into minus 6. Okay, minus 1 into minus 6, 0. 1 into minus 25, minus of 1 minus into 25, same, 0. Okay, this is anyway 0 because the next column above 0 and last element anyway 0. Okay, just solving the Routh array. Then solving the Routh array, what you get is the important concept. The most important case of Routh array which you know is the row of 0, where auxiliary equation will come. Okay, row of 0 where auxiliary equation will come. Okay, so what is that auxiliary equation? What is that auxiliary equation? That auxiliary equation is formed using the row above the row of 0. Okay, so which row is 0? S power 3 row is 0. S power 3 row is 0. So what is the row above it? Okay, s power 4. This will give you the auxiliary equation. Okay, so s power 4 coefficient is 1. Then we know that in any Routh row the coefficients are the coefficients of alternate terms. So next should be 6 s square term. Next should be 25 s power 0, which is just 1. Okay, this is the auxiliary equation. Now the next step is to differentiate the auxiliary equation. We know what do we do, then we differentiate the auxiliary equation, so that it becomes 4s cube plus 6 to 12s, okay, equal to 0. Okay, or we can further divide by 4, or we can cancel out 4, we can cancel out 4, na? Yeah, we can cancel out 4, so it becomes s cube plus 3s equal to 0. And then hence we form a modified, hence we form this modified s power 3 row. Okay, what is the coefficient of s power 3? See, this is s power 3, coefficient 1, and for s power 1 coefficient is 3. Okay, so write down this coefficient now as 1 and 3, rest is of course 0, 0, and now solve the Routh array again. Now solve the Routh array again. Okay, now you are going to solve the Routh array again. Okay, so to solve the Routh array again, see what is going to be there. To solve the Routh array, what is going to be there? Okay, 1 into 6. Now this is gone. Okay, again don't count this. Okay, so 6 minus 3 upon 1, 3. 25 by 1, 25. This is 0 because the next column itself is 0. Last element of a row always 0. Then s power 1. Then s power 1. I have little less space, but I will manage here. 339 minus 25. Minus 16 by 3. Correct? 9 minus 25. Then this is 0, 0, 0. S power 0. S power 0. Bhanu has the answer 3 in LHP. Okay. S power 0 row. Only one term, na, minus 16 by 3 into 25 upon minus 16 by 3. What is there? 25. Rest anyways will be 0 because the next column is 0. Again next column is 0. Okay. And last element anyway 0. So this is the complete Routh column, S power 0. I hope just the last row is visible to you. Last row, I will make it visible to you. What is there? Okay. Now dear, this is only the Routh array formation. It's a good question. Complete detailed analysis of auxiliary equation and the Routh array, 7th order equation, gate 18 EE 2 marks question. Okay, so now, okay, how do write down the answer? Okay, so what is the final characteristic equation and auxiliary equation? Okay, see what is the order of both, or rather first let me write auxiliary equation and then characteristic equation. We will do the analysis of both. Okay, because why do we solve the characteristic equation? See, whenever, let me just revise one point for you. Whenever there is a row of 0, okay, we form auxiliary equation, which is an even power equation, and because of auxiliary equation, there may be j omega roots. I tell you very clearly, if there is no auxiliary equation, there will not be j omega roots. Okay, j omega means imaginary roots. Imaginary roots will only come if there is an auxiliary equation, and auxiliary equation only comes when there is a row of 0. So if you don't have any row of zeros, then there is no j omega roots. The roots are only in right and left. How many roots are there in the right? In the Routh array, how many roots are there in the right from the Routh analysis? Number of RHP roots is equal to number of sign changes. See, number of RHP roots is equal to number of sign changes. Where? Number of sign changes. Where? In the first column. This is the fundamental conclusion of Routh. Hope you know this. Okay, so if I only want the number of RHP roots, see, if I only want the number of RHP roots, see the sign changes. Plus 2 minus 1 sign change, minus 2 plus another sign change, plus 2 minus 2 plus 4 sign change. Dear, 4 sign change. Okay, how many sign change in the first column? Okay, how many sign change in the first column is 4. Okay, but can you tell from here number of LHP roots? No. If you have directly told by this much calculation, 7 minus 4, 3, it may be wrong. I give you alarm, it may be wrong. It may be wrong, okay, right? Because there may be roots on j omega axis. So, number of j omega axis roots, that is imaginary roots. Okay, that is to be determined by auxiliary equation. Okay, and then you can write down the number of LHP roots. Then only you can compare the number of LHP roots. Okay, which is total root 7, 4 on the LH, 4 on the RH, sorry. How many on the j omega? If that is calculated, then only you get the LHP roots answer. Otherwise, you can't. Okay. Now, for auxiliary equation, how do you calculate the j omega axis roots? So, next thing that you should know is auxiliary equation will always produce symmetric roots. Okay, and the number of, let me revise this points, the number of LHP roots and number of RHP roots for auxiliary equation is always equal. The number of LHP roots and the number of RHP roots for auxiliary equation is always equal. Okay, is always equal. And equal to what? Now further, equal to what? Number of RHP roots is always number of sign changes, but you are calculating only for auxiliary equation. You are calculating only for auxiliary equation, so it is equal to number of sign changes, but only below the auxiliary equation, not the total sign changes. Okay, acha, sign changes means same in first column, sign changes in first column only, that is fundamental Routh conclusion, but only below the auxiliary equation, because right now I want the number of RHP roots of auxiliary equation. Okay, so come here, where this is the auxiliary equation. Look into this part of the table, everybody, just look into this part of the table. How many sign change here? Why it slipped down here? Why the slide slipped down? Just a second. Okay, so yeah, there is one sign change here. I think that has slipped down. I don't know for what reason. Yeah, so this is one sign change, na? Okay, one and two sign change, one here positive to negative, negative to positive, so two sign change. So if I go to the auxiliary equation, number of sign changes below the auxiliary equation is 2. Okay, so how many LHP and how many RHP roots? Okay, 2. Okay, and auxiliary equation is which order? Fourth order here. So now can you tell me j omega axis roots? I told you, if there is j omega axis roots, it is only because of auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation is fourth order. Listen to me. Auxiliary equation is fourth order. Out of the fourth order means it will have 4 roots. 2 on the RHP and 2 on the LHP. Number of L and R roots will be equal, and hence the number of j omega axis roots is 0. Okay, this is 0. We calculated, and hence answer 3. If you have done this analysis, then only you have done correct. If you simply said 7 minus 4 blindly without considering j omega roots, then that is wrong. You may be trapped in another question. So see what you actually have done. You may be trapped in another question, and for that reason, okay, I always do it directly by table. Okay, you just make the direct table rather than describing everything. Auxiliary equation, fourth order. Okay, why we need to know the order? So that we know how many roots of that equation. Characteristic equation, sixth order. For auxiliary equation, I told you L and R are same. And equal to sign changes below auxiliary equation, which was equal to 2. Okay, so how many j omega? 4 minus 2 on the left, 2 on the right, nothing is left. So j omega 0. Now come to the right side, characteristic equation. From characteristic equation, first write down number of RHP roots, 4. Because that I observed, na? Number of RHP roots is total number of sign changes. So total 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sign changes we observed. Okay. So for characteristic equation, first write down RHP roots, then write down j omega. Okay. From where you will write down j omega? This you will copy here, j omega 0. Then remaining is L. Order was 7th, sorry, it was not 6th, order was 7th. Okay, 7 minus 4 plus 0, and hence your answer is 3. Okay, this is how directly you make the table and solve. If you don't know this concept, this is very, very important. From the Routh-Hurwitz, most important is the auxiliary equation and row of 0 based questions. Okay, directly if you have, again I repeat, if you have directly told the answer 7 minus 4 in RHP, wrong. You have to do the j omega roots analysis, because if there is an auxiliary equation, there is a possibility. See, auxiliary equation does not confirm j omega roots, but that is the possibility that system might have j omega roots. But if there is no ROZ, if there is no row of 0, 100% there is no j omega roots. Clear? Okay, Kavita. Okay, fine dear. Then I have the next question for you. Ready for you. Gate 10, EE 2 marks question. Another EE question. The characteristic equation of a closed loop system is given to you. Which of the following is true? The roots are real. It cannot have a breakaway point. Breakaway point, you know, is related with root locus. 2 of the roots tend to infinity along the asymptotes. So in root locus, we define the asymptotes also. Or it may have complex roots in the right half plane. Basic analysis. You don't have to draw the complete root locus. If you want, you can draw also within a minute only. Not difficult. Okay. Come on. Okay, the characteristic equation. First, we always have the habit of writing the characteristic equation Okay, while considering any root locus problem, we generally have the habit of writing the characteristic equation as 1 plus GSHS equal to 0, where further we have the habit of seeing the GSHS as 1 plus GSHS as k into some numerator function divided by denominator function. I will write it as n by d. Okay. So, what is the given characteristic equation? I have just copied this given characteristic equation. Okay. So, to make it look like what I want, 1 plus k n by d, I will divide by this particular term. Okay, and if you divide here, this becomes 1 plus k s plus 2 upon s plus 1 s plus 3 equal to 0. So, now you have the open loop poles and open loop zeros. Okay. What are the open loop poles? What are the open loop zeros? Okay. So, the zeros of this function is at minus 2. The poles of open loop transfer function, you call it as open loop poles, are at 0, minus 1 and minus 3. 0, minus 1 and minus 3. These are the zeros and poles. Okay. Now, if I have this basic knowledge about the zeros and poles, let me come up here. And see this. Okay, what are the poles? There is a pole at 0 origin, then there is a pole at minus 1, at minus 2 there is the 0, at minus 3 there is another pole. Naresh says answer C. Spirit, no, see Spirit, what I can say is definitely notifications are expected. Government has given big hints. Okay, but it is delayed somehow. Okay, but definitely you can expect the notification soon. Okay, for Transco and Discoms. Okay, yeah. So now dear, okay, the roots are always real. It cannot have a breakaway point in this range. Roots tend to infinity along the asymptote. What is the meeting point of the asymptote? Okay, what is the meeting point of the asymptote? Okay, that is known as centroid. Okay, that is known as centroid. Let me only calculate the centroid. The centroid given by what formula? Okay, the centroid, the meeting points of asymptotes given by the formula summation of poles upon summation of zeros divided by total number of poles minus total number of zeros. Okay, so summation of poles is at 0, minus 1, minus 3. 0 is only 1 at minus 2. How many poles? 3. And how many 0? 1. So, this is minus 4 plus 2, minus 2 by 2, minus 1. Okay. So, the centroid is also going to be minus 1. Okay. The centroid is going to be minus 1. Now, dear, breakaway point is always obtained between two open loop poles. Now, what is there? Between two open loop poles. See how the root locus, from every one pole root locus branch will start. Okay. From this pole one root locus branch will start towards the right. From this pole also one root locus branch will start towards the left. Okay. And from this pole one root locus branch will start and terminate on the 0. Okay. Terminate on the 0. Satisfying odd number criteria also. Now, between two open loop poles, okay, because one branch start from both the poles, so there are two branches traveling towards each other. There are two branches traveling towards each other, hence they will intersect, and that intersection is what is known as the breakaway point. So, there is a breakaway point between these two, that is correct. Okay, between these two. Let me also draw the asymptotic line. Okay, there are going to be two asymptotes. There are going to be two asymptotes. Okay. Right now, because what is the number of asymptotes? Number of asymptotes is given by P minus Z. Okay, if you want number of asymptotes, P minus Z, one at 90 degree and one at 270 degree. Okay, so if I continue this root locus, okay, somewhere there is a breakaway point. No need to calculate the breakaway point, but the branches break away and then they move towards the respective asymptote. Suppose this is the breakaway point. Okay, so one of the branch will move towards this asymptote. Another branch will move towards the bottom asymptote. Something like this. Okay, now go through the options. Any doubt in this much part, you can let me know. Okay, the roots are always real? No, there are branches after breakaway which go to the complex plane. Okay, the roots are always real? No. Okay, or let me write it as true and false. False. It cannot have a breakaway point in the range -1 less than real part of s less than 0. No, on the real axis it have the breakaway point between -1 to 0 only actually. Okay, two of the roots tend to infinity along the asymptote. Okay, and the asymptote is x equal to sigma equal to -1. Correct. This is the true option. We have to select the true. It may have complex roots in the right half plane. No. See, where there is a possibility of the roots going in right half plane. The roots meet here at the breakaway point and then they go towards asymptote. For asymptotes, we draw the centroid, and centroid -1 clearly mentioned that the asymptotes are both in the left side. Are both in the left side only. Okay, are both in the left side. Okay. So, yeah, correct answer is option number C. Correct answer is option number C. That was also a 2-mark question based on root locus. Now, GATE 2010 IN 1-mark question. I think simple one only. The open loop transfer function is given to you. Unity feedback. Okay, open loop transfer function k s plus 3 upon s plus 1 s plus 2. Range of positive value of k for which the closed loop system will remain stable. See what type of system it is going to be. Okay, what is going to be the order of the system? Okay, let's take this GS. This is the given data. Okay, so if I from the given data form the characteristic equation 1 plus GS HS, HS is 1, unity feedback is mentioned, 1 plus K S plus 3, correct, divided by S plus 1 S plus 2, this is 0, right here. So, solving it, you are going to get s square plus 3s plus 2 plus numerator you solve ks plus 3k equal to 0, or s square plus 3 plus ks plus 2 plus 3k equal to 0. Okay. Now, for second order quadratic equation, do you need Routh-Hurwitz? You can apply Routh-Hurwitz, but you actually don't need. Okay, when the question is only up to second order, okay, the system will be stable if all coefficients of same sign. Okay, all coefficients of same sign, because it is second order, na? Second order characteristic equation. Stable, no RH required. Okay, if all coefficients are of same sign, that's it. No RH required. Okay, all coefficients are of same sign, enough. This much is enough. Now, what is given? See, the range of positive value of k. Okay, k has to be positive only. Okay, but in the positive, what range? In what range? In positive. So, see, what is given to you? Okay, what is given? K is greater than equal to 0. So, dear, if k is positive, 3 plus k will be more positive, na? 3 plus k will be more positive. 3 plus k, is it positive? Yes. 2 plus 3k, also it is also more positive. Okay, so we have all coefficients as positive. Okay, so for any positive value of k, system is stable. Okay, for any positive value of k, okay, that is k between 0 to infinity, option is D. Okay, a question on second order, second order stability, no RH required, only if all coefficients have the same sign, system is stable. This much is enough. Okay, dear, this much is enough. Let me know for any doubts or any points or any concepts you are missing here. Okay, fine. Next question then. A unit ramp input, again one expected question on steady state error only, GATE 10 IN 2 marks. Unit ramp input is applied to the system shown in the figure. Okay, what is the error? For ramp input, what is the error, dear? For ramp input, the error is 1 upon kV, velocity error coefficient. kV, for ramp we use the velocity error coefficient. Okay, and what is the kV given by? kV is given by the formula, let's do it quickly, limit s tending to 0, s into gs. Limit of s tending to 0, s into gs, and gs is 2 upon s, s plus 1. What is there? SS cancelled, answer is 2 by 1, that is 2. So, the error is 1 by 2, 0.5, 0.5 B. Nothing great in this question. Okay, 0.5 Naresh, correct answer. What test series, Warrior, you are looking for? Which test series? Okay, yeah, Kavita, correct answer. This was easy, and for 2 marks actually it is very easy, I would say. Next, again GATE 2010 IN 2 marks question. A unity feedback system has the open loop transfer function. Okay, K upon S plus 3. The value of K that yields the damping ratio. How simple it is. Damping ratio 0.5. Okay, what is the characteristic equation? Let me write down this one quickly here. Okay, 1 plus K upon S plus 3 equal to 0. Solving this, S square plus 3S plus K equal to 0. Okay, so 2 zeta omega n is 3, and this K means omega n square. Zeta is 0.5. I will substitute zeta 0.5 into omega n. Omega n square K, so omega n is root K. This much part is 3. Okay, the 2 into 0.51, root K is 3. Finish, K equal to 9. Easy for 2 marks again. This is D. Okay, this answer is equal to the D. This answer is equal to the D. Okay, yeah, Naresh, correct answer 9. Next question. Consider a negative feedback configuration with GS equal to 1 upon S plus 1, S plus 2 and HS equal to S plus alpha by S. For the closed loop system to have poles on the imaginary axis, okay, the value of alpha should be, okay, let me first form the characteristic equation. For the closed loop system to have the poles on imaginary axis, okay, what is the characteristic equation first of all? This is GATE 18 IN 2 marks question. Okay, characteristic equation 1 plus GSHS. GS is 1 upon S plus 1, S plus 2 into HS, S plus alpha by S equal to 0. So, when I start solving this, I have S cube plus 1 plus 2, 3, S square plus 1 into 2, 2 into S, then plus S plus alpha is 0. Okay, so final characteristic equation, S cube plus 3S square, okay, plus 2S plus S, 3S plus alpha is 0. Cubic, what is the cubic shortcut you can apply? RH question, cubic shortcut, tell me. Okay, cubic shortcut, tell me. Okay, poles on imaginary axis, that means the system has to be marginally stable. Okay, marginally stable. The system has to be marginally stable, and that is the product of inner equal to product of outer. BC equal to AD, giving alpha equal to 9. Okay, this is obtained by RH only. This cubic shortcut is obtained by RH only. Actually, if you take like this, AS cube plus BS square plus CS plus D equal to 0. Okay, the system is marginally stable if BC equal to AD. The product of this inner terms equal to product of the outer terms. System will be stable if, okay, system will be stable for what condition? That also you can think, na? System will be stable for what condition? If BC, if I write in terms of BC only, okay, is less than AD. Okay, if BC is less than AD, correct? Oh, sorry, if BC greater than AD, BC minus AD positive. Okay, and of course reverse, what is left now? Reverse means unstable for BC less than AD, correct? For BC less than AD. This is what is the final conditions. That is, you feed this in the Routh array, you will get this condition. Within a minute you will get this condition. But for cubic always makes very repeated question. So you should be aware about this. You should be aware about this. Yes, Naresh, correct. Kavita, correct. Answer is 9. Govind Rao, correct. Answer is 9. Okay, so that was 18, GATE 18 IN 2 marks question. Based on Routh array, but from the Routh array we know some shortcuts of cubic equation that I have applied directly. Okay. You feed this homework, you feed this in the Routh array. If you don't know, you will be able to derive this condition. Okay. Stability means no sign change. So BC minus AD term will come. That should be positive. So BC should be greater than AD. BC should be greater than AD, correct? Okay then. Okay, yeah, some crucial information for you guys. Yes, if you are willing to join the OM Hyderabad, okay, new offline batch, okay, if you want to be mentored in front of the India's best ECEE faculty team, wanting to study between, okay, you know, hundreds of students to have that competitive edge and also live, you know, face to face in front of the faculty. So new offline batches for EC starts July 11th. For EE, it's going to start July 21st. Okay, you can note down the new online batch, offline batch, and the fee 65,999 has been currently priced at 54,999. The fee is currently priced at 54,999, and of course there are some additional special discounts mentioned. For any queries about this batch, you can immediately contact 95156 94053 or visit our website ominstitute.com. Okay, right. If you can't travel to Hyderabad for any reason, I mean you stay very far, or maybe you are a college going student, you cannot take the long offline classes, okay, but still want to get mentored by the India's best ECEE faculty team, okay, so we have the online live course, okay, so which you can join and study at your place at your convenience. Still it's a live course, so that you have little bit feeling that offline at least you can interact with the faculty on the real time, and the same faculty team offline and online, we don't have that different set, same content, same faculty team will guide you. Okay, for gate 26, that is for 1 year validity, okay, the fee is 1999 right now, and for gate 2027, that is 2 year validity program, 28,999. okay, if you want more benefits on the online live course, the OM is now this month bringing to you the online scholarship test. The OM brings to you online scholarship test, yes guys, which is going to be on 20th of July. Please note the date. Okay, 20th of July 2025, 6:30 p.m. It's going to be a 50-minute test. The syllabus is mentioned here. Okay, the syllabus is mentioned here. Okay, and based on your performance, you get huge benefits. Like if you get in a rank in top 3, all of these 3 students will get 100% scholarship. For rank 4 to 10, 60% scholarship, and etc. Okay, to register, okay, the registration for the test is free. Even writing the test is free only. Okay, but to register, you can just scan this QR code and get yourself registered for the OM online scholarship test. Okay, this is going to give you benefits in the live batch. This is for with respect to the live and recorded both. It's for all online courses of OM. Okay, right. In case if you are willing to join for AE programs, the offline courses for AE, okay, the Transco and Discoms, okay, starts 15th of July. The new batch for AE, Transco and Discoms starts 15th of July. Starts 15th of July. Okay. Okay, fine then. All right, so that's it from my side. Thank you. And yeah, I'll do share the PDF of this. But as if you have followed me earlier, you know that I'll protect the PDF with password, because those who have dedicatedly watched the video, those who want to learn, those who are watching the class, then only the PDF is helpful for them. Okay, the password for today's PDF, IIT Guwahati control system 1. Let's make it as a code for today's password, today's PDF, IIT CS1. Okay, so I'll share you the PDF in my Telegram group, okay, by tonight or tomorrow. Okay, by tonight or tomorrow, but that will be password protected, and the password is going to be IIT CS1. IIT CS1, everything in small. Okay, and this is the number 1, IIT CS1. Okay, dear. All right, you can join my Telegram group. The link has been mentioned here. Okay, now see you on the next session, guys. See you on the next session. Okay, control system part 2 on Wednesday. On Wednesday. Okay, because then there comes more important topics. Okay, Nyquist plot, Bode plot, state space analysis. Okay, Nyquist plots, Bode plot, state space analysis, more important topics to coming up on Wednesday. Same time, 8 p.m. Okay, dear. Bye bye. Thank you. Stay safe and take care of yourself.